Wanchu, Governor of Goa, who is joining us from Goa campus. Shri Satyanarayana, Secretary to Government of India, Department of Information Technology, Delhi, who is joining us from Hyderabad campus. Dr. Chandrasekhar, Director C. Pilani, who is joining us from Pilani campus. The distinguished array of BITS alumni, many of whom have traveled to India to join us in person. And this includes my good friend, Mr. Prem Jain, among others. Other alumni who are joining us from Boston and from San Jose in the US. My faculty colleagues and staff members. Other members of BITS leadership who are joining us from Chancellor's office in Mumbai. Other students from the 3 campuses in India, and ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is my proud privilege to welcome you all to BITS and to this very unique style of inauguration of a very unique facility that BITS and its alumni have designed and implemented. Given the nature of this facility, an inauguration with live participation by people from several locations is perhaps the only logical thing to do. I must share with you that our Chancellor, Mr. Kumar Mangal Birla, is traveling abroad. He regrets the fact that he is unable to participate in today's proceedings. He does, however, wish to say, and I quote, the launch of BITS Connect 2.0 from its 3 campuses in India signals a very significant step forward that extends the boundaries of technology-enabled learning. The telepresence system provides avenues for research collaboration and knowledge sharing among BITS's faculty and students, and for face-to-face communication between members of BITS's leadership. Returning to the session at hand, I would like to especially welcome His Excellency Shri Wanchu to this session, who just a few days back at a dinner meeting expressed interest in knowing how universities in general and BITS in particular can use technology to close the gap arising from faculty shortages. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having graciously accepted our invitation to be the chief guest for today's proceedings. I would like to similarly welcome our guest of honor, Shri Satyanarayana, Secretary, Department of Information Technology, who himself is a pioneer in introducing technology in all walks of life, including e-governance. He needs no convincing how technology can be used to empower individuals and institutions alike. Thank you, Mr. Satyanarayana, for taking time out to be with us on this very, very momentous day for its class. You are perhaps aware of our resolve and our plans to significantly expand educational opportunities for young people in India by introducing new programs that cater to a growing and changing industry in India. While doing so, we are also working to transform BITS into a research-led university that will be, in the near future, counted amongst the top universities in India and in Asia. One of the key elements that will help BITS succeed is in its efforts, that is, BITS' efforts to expand or to transform. One of the key elements that will help BITS succeed in its effort to expand or to transform is BITS's use of technology. You are aware, BITS Pilani was in 2005 the first in India to conduct BITSAT, an online examination for admissions to its undergraduate programs. This summer, approximately 115,000 students took the exam, conducted in 50 sessions, spread over 21 days at 32 centers. Most other institutions in India have now woken up to the potential use of IT in admissions. BITS is currently implementing a full-scope ERP system based on PeopleSoft to capture online the complete student life cycle from admissions to graduation. I understand BITS is one of 3 in India to do so. We are similarly committed to using the more recent cloud-based internet infrastructure for various applications, including web-based and email communications, content generation and distribution, and high-performance computing and storage. The project BITS Connect 2.0 is very special, both to BITS and to me personally. While Professor Banerjee will share with us the various components of the telepresence network infrastructure, I will share with you what we believe this effort and investment is so important to BITS. But before that, I will share with you. For me, this is, in some sense, a dream come true. I have worked on developing similar technologies in the early 1990s. Sadly, that could not be brought to any shape then, given that in India we were still struggling with speeds of 64 kilobits per second. Around 2008 or so, when Mr. John Chambers, CEO of Cisco Systems, first introduced telepresence technology in India, his first question was addressed to me as to how we from academia could use this technology. To me, the answer then was, and is also the answer today, faculty across institutions and campuses can collaborate in teaching courses across institutions and campuses, and thereby address the serious constraints on faculty resources that institutions in India have to live with. In the current semester at BITS, we will offer 14 undergraduate and postgraduate courses across the 4 campuses in India. If we can do this semester after semester, I can estimate that we will need 7 fewer faculty members. Equivalently, 28 faculty members will have more time to devote to research. How else does BITS expect to use this infrastructure? Truly, its applications are numerous. Each one of us will, however, have to discover them or innovate upon them. To my mind, it will enable cross-campus collaboration between faculty members to either review a curriculum, formulate joint research proposals, examine theses, or simply hold cross-campus meetings of the Senate and other such bodies. Other areas that we will explore include cross-campus placements, faculty recruitment, cross-campus seminars by visitors or by alumni from remote locations, and the project MBA. As I said earlier, this infrastructure will hopefully fire our imagination on who to and how to engage with others and for what purpose. Before I close, I must place on record the tremendous contributions that our alumni have made to the formulation of this project, to the design of the technical infrastructure, to getting the right price of vendors, and to part funding it as well. In this context, I would fail in my duty if I were to not recognize the contributions made by many alumni, including Craig Jain, Shashikant Kandilwal, Raju Reddy, Sharad Kumar, and many others. Thank you, alumni. You make BITS proud. His Excellency, Shri Vanji, thank you once again for your gracious presence. And thank you, Shri Satyanarayana, for your time. We look forward to your words of encouragement, support, and good wishes.
Thank you, Professor Jain. Very good evening and warm welcome to the distributed inauguration session of the BITS Connect 2. Coming to the infrastructure which is in place, very briefly, if I could mention, we have 3 classrooms of roughly 180 to 200 seater capacity in each of the campuses connected to this infrastructure, where the students would have an opportunity to ask questions in an interactive way, in such a way such that by using a button which is called Look at Me button right now on their desks, they will be able to get focused and zoom in so that the professor will be able to see, irrespective of the campus he is delivering lecture from, the student, and then you can ask a question which will be seen and heard by all students and professors in respective campuses. In addition to that, we have 3 campuses, each one of them having an 18-seater telepresence capability called immersive telepresence room. In this, eye-to-eye contact will be possible between the participants. For example, from the room that I am speaking from, there is an identical room at Goa campus and an identical room at Hyderabad campus. When any one of the campus speakers speaks from one of the telepresence rooms, he will appear on all the 3 screens along with other 17 people who will be simultaneously seeing and who can establish eye-to-eye contact while talking. You will see it very soon changing if you are in one of those 18-seater rooms located there as soon as I invite different speakers to address from their respective television rooms. For this session, classrooms are primarily participating by the way of watching it. In the very next session, the entire thing will be focused on the classroom. We also have an integrated capability which allows recording centrally of any event which is done in an encrypted manner, and if the need be, we can use it for video on demand kind of use of the technology for later viewing or later review by students if it is a course being taught. For example, one of the 14 courses which is going to be handled this semester through this technology, where from one campus a professor will deliver a lecture and other campus students will join in. Suppose it is desired at a later stage that a particular courses, one specific set of lectures are to be recorded for making them available later on. Technically, it is possible. So that's all about the basic infrastructure that we have in place. Of course, needless to say, we use a dedicated network interconnecting the data center, all the 3 campuses, and the best quality of experience will be in those 18-seater rooms. Next best quality of experience will be in the classrooms. And of course, we have an ability to connect via an internet gateway. That means if a professor from a particular university or a research lab wishes to deliver a lecture or wishes to interact over the internet, he can connect via our gateway once we so allow simultaneously to all our campuses and can deliver lecture to all students. Similarly, any collaboration across the campuses and involving campuses and outside involving television rooms also is possible. So thank you very much. May I now call upon Professor V.S. Rao, Director of BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus, to kindly introduce our guest of honor, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Secretary DIT.
I have the honor to introduce Mr. J. Satyanarayana, the guest of honor for today's function. He is an IAS officer from the 1977 batch of AP cadre, and presently is the Secretary IT Government of India. He has been a pioneer in implementation of e-government projects. In early 90s, he implemented computerization of the registration department of Andhra Pradesh, and later he spearheaded the e-Seva project and e-procurement platform. Mr. Satyanarayana is a great believer in the concept of public-private partnership for execution of e-governance projects. He is the founder of National Institute of Smart Governments, which was involved in virtually every important e-government initiative of the Government of India, including computerization of the Ministry of Company Affairs, Passport Seva, and so on. In addition to conceptualization and implementation of e-government projects, he has contributed extensively to the thought leadership in the e-government domain. It's a great privilege, sir, to have you with us for this inaugural function. Thank you.
May I now?
Thank you.
Yeah. Kindly go.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, and Your Excellency, the Governor of Goa, Professor Jain, all the distinguished alumni of BITS Pilani, other faculty and students. Really, it's a great privilege for me to be here participating in the inaugural session of this new facility. And I must compliment Professor Jain for this excellent effort, which is really first of its kind possibly in the educational arena in this country. I perceive this as an effort to use technology as a knowledge multiplier, because in a country like India, where we have the geography is extremely large, and also the requirements are numerous, and there is shortage of faculty. I think this particular telepresence facility would fill the critical gap in disseminating knowledge of a very high quality across several campuses. I have been always a believer in the power of the technology. But the key thing is for us to realize how to use the technology effectively for making a difference. I look at it in two dimensions. Technology which can bring new capabilities which are not there before. Secondly, using technology for enhancing the existing capabilities by way of increasing the efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, convenience of the users. So this is, as I repeat to say that this is an excellent example of the former, that is creating new capabilities which are not there before. Collaboration and, using the same faculty to teach in 3 different classrooms in different geographies. In the government of India, a similar kind of a project is being implemented currently. It is called the National Knowledge Network, which aims to connect 1,500 educational institutions, universities and institutions of higher learning and research across the country with a gigabit fiber. Already we have crossed about 900 as of now. And the idea is that the high bandwidth is used for not only the enhanced quality of education and research in those institutions, but also creating a collaborative environment. I think this is a good example. We can take a leaf out of what Professor Jain and his team have done in this experiment. In addition, we have also a very impressive and mammoth project of connecting 250,000 villages in this country through a gigabit network, and by end of December this year we hope to accomplish this. But the key question in both NKN and NOFN is the very same with which I started my intervention. That is, the technology is there, but how to make best use of it to make a difference to the people of this country. That is where we have to focus. And we have also recently come up with a triad of policies, the Government of India, which looks at the next 10 to 15 years of development in the areas of telecom, to the telecom policy, the ICT policy, and also the electronics manufacturing policy. As mentioned in the introductory remarks by Professor Rao, the e-governance is really also being given a high thrust and focus in these policies. The idea is to serve the citizens of this country more effectively and more transparently, more efficiently, and provide them a whole lot of services that were unheard of or unthinkable even as of now. So we have 31 mission mode projects aligned. The passport seva and the corporate affairs that were mentioned earlier being 2 of them. The idea at the end of the day is to make a difference in the life of the citizens of this country, whether it is urban area, whether it is a rural area, using technology as an effective tool in this gigantic national task. So I'm particularly fortunate to be heading this particular ministry at an exciting time and trying to add my experience and my knowledge and my effort in this particular direction. I thank Professor Jain, whom I had known almost for 10 years. Some of the initiatives we worked together, and it was nice of him to have invited me to the inaugural function here. And I wish all the faculty and the students of the Pilani group of institutions that they should make full and effective use of this facility. And I would request Professor Jain also that the lessons learned in this could be passed on to us so that it could be useful for us for a wider application in the National Knowledge Network project. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Satyanarayana, for your kind address, an insightful one at that. Now it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Prem Jain, former Senior Vice President of Cisco and a distinguished BITS alumnus awardee. He is there, and Mr. Prem Jain also happens to belong to 1968 batch of BITS Pilani. He was most recently Senior Vice President of the Server Access Virtualization Business Unit for Cisco Systems and a member of Cisco's Development Council. He did co-found quite a few companies. Prior to that, he was also the Director of Engineering for David System and a member of the scientific staff at Bell Northern Research Laboratory. Mr. Jain is the recipient of 2 patents and is a member of the IEEE. He also holds a bachelor's degree with honors from BITS Pilani and a master's from Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from University of California, Davis. He does enjoy hiking amongst other things. He is quite actively involved in the alumni activities and volunteer activities with respect to non-profit organizations, and he is the global chair and mentor for the BITS Connect 2.0 project. May I now request Mr. Prem Jain to address us.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, Vice Chancellors, Directors, and all the faculty members, students, and the fellow alumni. On behalf of BITSA, I would like to welcome you for this historical moment for education as well as for BITS Pilani and all the campuses that we are virtually launching using the state-of-the-art technology. This collaboration technology, which is being deployed in Hyderabad, Pilani, Goa campus, and soon will be deployed in Dubai campus also. The idea of building this technology came about almost 2 years ago when we had our first BITSA Global Meet, which was launched first time in Delhi in 2011. BITSA is an umbrella organization of 60 plus BITS chapters, 50,000 plus students globally in 90 different countries. I think we all came together and thought about doing multiple things for our alma maters. We decided that we are going to work in 4 different types of projects: student enrichment, faculty enrichment, doing something for community where the campuses are, nearby community, as well as building infrastructure. We did, in last 12 years of existence of BITSA, multiple projects in all these areas. We did BITS Connect 1.0 to connect all the campus in Pilani, all the student rooms, faculty homes, as well as all the classrooms. So they can be connected to the internet through wired or wireless, leveraging voice over IP technologies, as well as security to make sure that it's well secured. After that, we did many different projects, and during the BGM, we decided that this will be very important project for us to bring the latest state-of-the-art technologies and making these 4 campuses into one single virtual university. By leveraging this technology, it's possible to create a lot of opportunities for our students, for alumni, for the corporations to leverage this and make sure that we can make it very efficient education as well as collaboration, working with different technologies, working with different different areas where